God says, "Don't tell anyone. This is only for you. Your biggest miracle is coming to your house, and I am speaking directly to your heart right now in a way no one else was meant to hear." Listen closely and don't scroll away, because you have no idea what you are about to miss if you let this sacred moment pass you by. I am not talking to the crowds or your family. This is deeply personal, private, and urgent. Your breakthrough is already on its way, traveling straight to your doorstep, bringing an overflow of peace and restoration. Comment Amen if you can feel this gentle pull on your spirit right now, letting your faith speak even before your eyes catch up to the reality. I am not asking you to believe because everything in your life looks perfect or because the path has been easy. I am asking you to listen right now because I am sending a wave of grace that will leave you in absolute awe. You don't have to figure out the how or the when, you just have to trust that it is already done in the heavenly realms. You asked for a sign and prayed for a shift, and now I am answering, but you must stay still and not turn away. There are seasons when I speak with thunder, but today I am whispering softly, because this word is meant exclusively to guard your spirit. If you share this too soon with others, they might not understand, they might laugh or doubt, and they could try to talk you out of the blessing I have already released. So keep this close to your chest, hold it firmly in your soul, and guard it until it comes to pass, because your house is about to be filled with glory. You have cried in absolute silence, wrestling with burdens that no one around you even knows exist, smiling on the outside while hiding profound pain. I have seen every single tear you cried alone in the dark, and I have heard every unspoken prayer you whispered when you felt completely abandoned. Now heaven has responded, and this moment is not a coincidence or a random accident. It is me reaching out to remind you that I never left your side. Like the woman who reached out to touch my garment in faith when everyone else told her to give up, you have been hanging on by a fragile thread. But that thread possesses immense power when it is connected to true faith, and though you are weary of hoping for things you cannot see, I am the God who makes the invisible real. I am the God who walks through solid walls, parts raging seas, shuts the mouths of hungry lions, and raises what was dead back to life, and I am coming straight to your house. If you believe this truth with every fiber of your being, comment 11 right now and let your spirit leap with expectation. Think of the things I have protected you from that you never even noticed, like sudden accidents that didn't happen and doors that stayed firmly shut to keep you from harm. People walked away from your life not because you weren't enough, but because I was preparing a better circle of genuine blessing for your next chapter. I have been working diligently in absolute silence, preparing the perfect answer behind the scenes while you wondered where I was. And now the appointed hour has finally arrived. But you must stay close and remain still, because the enemy desperately wants you to doubt this and scroll away, trying to dismiss this as just another ordinary voice. This is not just a passing sound. This is your Creator speaking directly to your soul, giving you a word that will carry you safely through every storm. When I sent the angel to Mary, I didn't broadcast it to the whole world. I came quietly and personally because profound miracles require divine protection and time to grow. That is exactly what I am doing inside your spirit right now, planting a seed of destiny that is about to bear incredible fruit. So prepare your house and make room. Clear away the mental clutter, the emotional baggage, and the spiritual distractions, because what I am sending requires space and cannot fit into a life overflowing with chaos. You have been asking me when this will happen, and I have been asking you if your heart is strong enough to handle it when it finally arrives. You are not being overlooked or ignored. You are being carefully prepared and deeply trusted with a responsibility that will match your calling. If I gave you this massive blessing before your heart was fully ready, you would unintentionally waste it. But the tears have softened you, and the waiting has refined you. This is not just about fulfilling your fleeting wants, but about cementing the eternal promises I have spoken over your lineage since the foundation of the world. I am not a human that I should ever lie, and my word never returns to me void. Every single prophecy spoken over your life is destined to come to pass. But you must remain obedient and resist the urge to explain this to everyone around you, because this sacred journey is strictly between your soul and me. Just like I walked beside Moses in the wilderness and stood firmly with Daniel in the lion's den, I am right here with you now, moving in ways you cannot yet perceive. The reason your path has felt so unfamiliar and lonely is because I am doing something entirely new, something fresh, that no one in your family has ever witnessed before. I needed you to be alone so I could properly prepare you, keeping you hidden in the secret place before I finally reveal the glory I have fashioned within you. You are not reading these words by pure accident or stumbling onto this page randomly. I deliberately directed your steps here before the next major door opens. I needed you to hear this truth now, so you can be spiritually ready and emotionally steady when your breakthrough lands, because things will never be the same again. I am not sending a minor temporary fix. I am sending a massive overflow, restoring every year you lost, healing what hurt, and filling your life with unshakable joy. This miracle won't just bless you personally, it will overflow to everyone connected to your life, blessing your children, your family, and even your future generations. I am actively breaking generational curses through this blessing and completely rewriting your family story, which is precisely why the spiritual warfare has been so intense around you. The enemy saw this glorious harvest coming from miles away, but he is far too late to stop what heaven has already decreed and sealed in motion. A neuroscientist says yes. A 9-word script long buried in government files can fire up a prehistoric brainwave that pulls money in faster. This breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You have survived far too much hardship to miss out on this destination, and you have come way too far in your walk to start doubting now. Don't let fear silence your bold faith, and don't let a temporary delay convince you that I have issued a final denial, because I am still the God who moves mountains. I am moving a massive mountain of obstacles right now, exclusively for you, the one who has often cried into their pillow, asking if I still see your silent pain. I have seen every single moment of quiet ache and every exhausting storm you tried to hold together entirely on your own strength, and now I am stepping directly into the center. You are never going to walk alone again, because I am coming to your house with hands full of restoration for every single thing the enemy tried to steal from you. You have carried crushing burdens that should have broken your spirit, walking through freezing seasons that tried to extinguish your inner light, but you kept pushing forward. This miracle is much more than a simple blessing. It is a profound sign that I heard your cries, that I never abandoned you, and that every frustrating delay had a purpose. You see, the enemy tried desperately to get you to surrender right on the threshold of your breakthrough, wanting you to believe that my silence meant I was gone forever. But that silence was actually me working meticulously behind the scenes, building your character, guarding your steps, and preparing an outcome so undeniably full that even your enemies will gasp. Comment 333 right now to declare that your resilient faith is fully alive even before that incredible miracle physically knocks on your front door. Do not panic when you see certain things in your life falling apart right now, because old doors are slamming shut simply to make room for the magnificent one I have appointed. Relationships that drained your energy are fading away to protect your fragile peace, and old plans are shifting because I am orchestrating something infinitely better for your destiny. Stop clinging tightly to the things I am removing from your grip. I know it hurts and feels deeply confusing, but trust the leader you asked to guide your steps. I am leading you forward, not by what feels cozy and comfortable, but by what ruthlessly aligns you with your ultimate purpose on this earth. You have been wonderfully faithful in handling small responsibilities, and because of that integrity, I am now trusting you with significantly more influence, grace, and abundant provision, more peace, deeper rest, and an overwhelming measure of my presence will define your days. Because the true miracle isn't just the gift I am handing you, but who you are becoming. You are stepping into a deeper relationship with me as your loving Father, your ultimate healer, your steady provider, and your fierce protector, because everything you need is already found in my character. So here is what I require of you today. Stay properly positioned in my word. Keep your expectations high. Keep your physical house in order, and keep your spiritual spirit wide open. I am far from finished speaking to your heart, and I am not done revealing my glory, because this is only the humble beginning of an extraordinary story. What is about to happen in your life will go far above and beyond anything your human imagination could conjure up, not because you earned it through perfection, but because you trusted me. Could your brain be the reason you're still broke? Scientists just confirmed. A 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious may be blocking money from your life, but now you can reverse it. Say these 9 words and wealth starts to follow you starting today. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. I am the exact same God who split the mighty Red Sea in half, who rained bread from heaven for the hungry, and who fed 5,000 people with just 5 small loaves. My power has never changed across the ages, so if I did it back then for my people, you can rest assured I am fully capable of doing it for you today. If I proved my faithfulness in your past, I will certainly prove my unwavering faithfulness all over again in this new season. You do not need to figure out every single logistical detail on your own. Just stay close to my side, and I will personally guide every single step you take. I am still speaking into the quiet chambers of your mind. I haven't turned my face away from you, and I am nowhere near finished writing your remarkable testimony. In fact, I have only just begun pulling back the curtain to show you what I was meticulously crafting behind the scenes of your deepest pain and most confusing delays. This divine turnaround is not random chance, it is a sacred appointment with destiny, and you are standing right at the trembling edge of something holy. There are precious blessings I had to keep hidden until this exact hour because the timing simply wasn't right, not because you weren't worthy, but because premature delivery brings danger. I care far too much about your well-being to let a fragile miracle arrive before you were strong enough to steward it properly, which is why certain doors remain stubbornly closed. That wasn't a cruel punishment from a distant deity. It was my divine protection and my profound mercy working in absolute disguise to shield you from premature destruction. But now the sacred hour is drawing near. The long-awaited promise is rising on the horizon, and your breakthrough is finally on the move toward your address. Comment 555, if you are determined to keep holding on to hope, even when the road feels steep and difficult. Do you remember the powerful story of Joseph, who suffered betrayal by his own brothers, was wrongfully sold into slavery, and ended up rotting in a prison for a crime he never committed? He must have wondered during those dark, lonely nights if I had completely forgotten his name and abandoned his dreams in the dust. But I never forgot him for a single second. I was actively setting the grand stage, because when the precise time arrived, I lifted him straight out of that dungeon into a palace. That dark pit of despair was never meant to be the tragic end of his story. It was merely an essential stepping stone on the path to greatness. The exact same truth applies to your current situation, because I saw every single time malicious people rejected you, lied about your character, and tried to bury you under a mountain of pressure. But you were never being buried in a shallow grave. You were being planted like a precious seed, and everything that grew in the dark silence is about to bloom in bright light. I know you have been feeling immense pressure lately, but true pressure always precedes a magnificent breakthrough, just like a hard seed must crack open before it can finally sprout upward. Like a mother's womb that contracts intensely right before a healthy child is born into the world, this current pressure is not here to crush you into dust. It is gently pushing you out of your comfort zone and straight into the marvelous destiny I promised you from the very beginning of your days. This deep discomfort is never a sign that you have wandered off the correct track. Rather, it is the loudest possible indicator that you are agonizingly close to your ultimate shift. You don't even realize how remarkably close you are to stepping into your breakthrough, but I see the finish line clearly, and I need you to hold on for just a little longer. I didn't bring you across all these treacherous miles of wilderness just to abandon you here in the sand, nor did I draw you this close just to walk away. I am not the kind of father who teases his hurting children with empty promises of hope and then disappears into the shadows when things get tough. When I give you my word that I am coming to your rescue, I mean it with every fiber of my being, and when I say I am moving mountains, consider it done. You might not feel the shift happening in the physical realm yet, but the spiritual atmosphere is already aligning the pieces in your favor with breathtaking precision. Essential resources are shifting toward your accounts, hardened hearts are suddenly softening, and brand new opportunities are forming right beneath your feet in ways you couldn't imagine. It may look completely silent and barren on the outside, but there is a massive, unstoppable movement happening in the spirit, and soon it will violently break through into the natural world. Stop looking at your temporary surroundings to determine what is ultimately real and true, and instead keep your fixed gaze locked entirely on my unchanging word. True faith does not operate by what human eyes can see. Faith walks boldly by stubborn trust in my character, and I assure you that your trust will never be wasted. Every single tear you cried into your hands, I caught in my bottle. Every sacrifice you made when you had nothing, I honored. Every moment you chose belief over surrender, I counted. You are not forgotten by heaven, nor are you overlooked by the creator of the universe. You are deeply seen, intimately known, fiercely loved, and above all, specifically chosen. You were chosen for such a time as this exact historical moment, which explains why the pressure felt so heavy and why you had to face the blazing fire. I only refine the raw materials that I intend to use for magnificent purposes, and I only prune the branches that I plan to make abundantly fruitful in the orchard. I have grand plans mapped out for your life that stretch far beyond anything your eyes have ever witnessed, and this coming miracle is designed for more than just relief. It is designed for profound revelation, to open your eyes wide and show you just how intimately close I have been standing beside you through every single trial. Comment 1212 if you are still expecting me to show up in your life with undeniable power and majesty. When I promise that I am coming to your house, I mean your actual living space, your daily atmosphere, your fragile peace of mind, and your complicated relationships. I don't send cheap, temporary relief that fades by morning. I bring permanent, lasting restoration that completely eradicates the roots of your deepest pain. When my presence enters your domain, paralyzing fear has to flee, crushing darkness has to vanish, and every single lie the enemy whispered in your ear has to bow down to my truth. Some of you have been living underneath a heavy cloud of toxic shame, haunted by past mistakes and paralyzed by regret. But I am clearing that dense fog right now. I am not demanding that you clean yourself up into perfection before you approach me. I am inviting you to come exactly as you are, because my grace is what transforms things. You don't earn a miracle by working yourself to the bone. You simply receive it as a gift, because I am unfailingly faithful to the covenant I made with you. Do not let your messy past convince you for a second that you are permanently disqualified from my blessings, because I already factored all your human failures into my future blueprint. Nothing you have ever done in your weakest moments has managed to cancel out the glorious plans I drafted for your life before time began. I still proudly call you my beloved child. I still whisper your name with immense tenderness, and I still look at you through the flawless lens of total redemption. That is precisely why your miracle is still speeding toward your address, because absolutely nothing in this universe can separate you from my relentless love, not even your doubts. You have been asking me in the quiet moments of the night if I truly have more blessings in store for your future, and my answer to you is a resounding yes. Yes, I have mountains of uncontainable joy, deep-seated peace, and razor-sharp purpose waiting for you just around the next corner of your journey. I have divine connections with people you haven't even met yet, favor resting in physical places your feet haven't walked, and radical healing for the parts of your heart, clarity for your confusion, brilliant light for your darkest valleys, and unshakable strength for your moments of weakness are all packed tightly into the blessings coming to your house. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. But you must keep the door of your heart wide open to receive this outpouring, not your physical front door, but the sacred doorway of your inner spirit. Don't slam it shut with paralyzing fear, don't lock it tight with bitter resentment, and don't bar the entry with stubborn unbelief. Open it wide with uninhibited praise, unlock those rusted hinges with persistent prayer, and guard the threshold with fierce faith. Because when I come knocking, I want to find you completely ready and waiting. Ready to gratefully receive what you have spent years praying for, ready to embrace the very future you once feared, and ready to step boldly into the destiny I prepared. I am nowhere near finished speaking wondrous things over your life. I am not done flooding your days with blessings, and I am certainly not done being God in your world. You are not too far gone into the wilderness, you are not too broken to be repaired, and you are never too late to experience my goodness and mercy. You are standing right in the precise spot where my hands can easily reach down and lift you up, so lean in close and let my words sink into your wounds. Let my gentle voice silence every toxic lie that tries to echo in your mind, and let my warm presence wrap around your weary soul like a comforting blanket. That lingering voice of utter hopelessness trying to convince you that this is the end of the road is an absolute liar, because I am not a God of dead ends. I am the grand God of glorious resurrections, and what looked completely finished, buried and hopeless in your life is about to violently rise up again from the dust. Your stolen hope is rushing back to your chest, your vibrant joy is returning with a vengeance, and it is all kicking off right inside your house. What I am about to unleash on your behalf is not small, quiet, or easily hidden. It is going to be loud with the brilliant radiance of my divine glory. It will echo powerfully in the lives of the cynical people watching you from the sidelines, blessing you in such an undeniable way that they will stop and stare. They will look at you with dropped jaws and ask what on earth happened to completely transform your existence, and you will smile knowing it was my hand that turned the page. You won't have to desperately fight for this blessing or chase it down like a desperate beggar. It is actively marching toward your location because I commanded it. Comment 777 right now if your heart remains wide open to my grace and your faith refuses to let go of the promise. You have often wondered why certain things had to be ruthlessly stripped away from your life, why trusted people walked out, and why certain comfortable seasons ended abruptly. That wasn't a cruel rejection from the universe. It was a merciful redirection designed to pull you away from toxic environments that couldn't survive your next chapter. Some of those people were slowly draining your spiritual vitality. Some of your daily habits were actively delaying your destiny, and certain places were suffocating your growth. So I removed them from your path, not to inflict pain, but to clear a wide, unobstructed highway for the massive miracle currently traveling toward you. The enemy tried desperately to weaponize your messy past against you, whispering that you missed your golden window, failed too many times, and would never recover. But that deceitful adversary completely forgot who holds the master keys to your future, forgetting that my grace runs circles around human guilt and my mercy trumps shame. My love refuses to give up on you, and because I am still standing in your corner, absolutely nothing in your life is finished yet. In fact, the most breathtaking, triumphant chapter of your entire existence is about to begin right here on this very page. I know there were agonizing moments when you genuinely thought you were entirely forgotten, yet you continued serving me and trusting blindly even when your world felt like it was caving in. You stayed fiercely faithful when visible blessings refused to materialize overnight, and I took meticulous notice of your endurance through the fire. I saw every single time you deliberately chose humble obedience over cozy comfort, and I watched when you offered up worship with a heart that was actively shattering into pieces. None of that devotion went unseen by my eyes, and not a single tear was wasted in the grand scheme of eternity, because I reward those who seek me. Your magnificent reward is marching down the highway right now, so do not be startled when things start shifting with breathtaking speed all around you. Do not panic when long-stuck doors suddenly swing wide open much faster than your human mind anticipated, because I can instantly accelerate what looked hopelessly delayed. I am fully capable of recovering every single thing the enemy stole, and I will do it with interest, because all of time rests securely in the palm of my hands. I can accomplish in a single miraculous day what would have taken you decades of back-breaking labor to achieve on your own strength, and that is my signature. That is the unmistakable trademark of the miracle I am sending your way, one that completely makes up for lost time and restores double for your trouble. Comment 999 if you are standing on the edge of your seat, fiercely ready for the total restoration that only my power can manufacture. I am never limited by your meager financial resources, your lacking resume, your humble background, your formal qualifications, or your lack of influential human connections. I routinely use the most unlikely, overlooked people to accomplish the most unbelievable feats, using the broken vessels of the world to display my healing power. You don't need to be a flawless human being to qualify for this supernatural outpouring. You simply need to be genuinely willing to receive it. Willing to trust blindly, willing to wait patiently, and willing to believe fervently, even when your logical mind screams that the odds are stacked against you. This coming miracle might not look anything like the neat little package you expected. It may arrive wrapped in unfamiliar circumstances that temporarily challenge your comfort zone. But trust me when I promise that it will be everything your soul has ever needed to thrive, because I intimately know the secret desires of your heart. Even the quiet dreams you tucked away in a dusty box out of fear of getting your hopes crushed again are still alive in my memory. I am actively breathing fresh life into those dormant dreams right now, pulling them out of hiding and giving you divine permission to dream wildly and live fully again. The exhausting days of barely surviving by the skin of your teeth are drawing to a permanent close, and a new era is dawning. You were never created to drag yourself through constant spiritual warfare, paralyzing fear, and endless scarcity. You were designed to walk in deep peace and overflow with joy. That is the reality rushing toward your door, bringing not just a temporary rescue from your troubles, but a total, permanent release from every heavy weight. It is your sacred turn to rise out of the ashes, so I need you to stay thoroughly prepared, keep your heart tender, and keep your spirit receptive. Do not let lingering bitterness slam the door shut right before I step across your threshold. So forgive the people who hurt you and release past offenses. What is arriving can never successfully coexist in the same emotional space as what broke you, so you must bravely make room for the new. Let go of whatever didn't work out, whatever failed to make logical sense, and whatever faded away, because that was only preparation for this promise. There is an electric, undeniable anointing resting over your life that the enemy has tried to suffocate with intense pressure, which explains why the attacks felt so personal. He saw what glorious destiny was approaching your house long before your natural eyes could perceive it, and he panicked, trying to wear your spirit down before arrival. But that miserable enemy failed completely because you are still standing tall, you are still believing, and because of that resilience, I am releasing everything he tried to stall. Could a 9-word ritual really be your key to financially freedom? What sounds like fiction is now being confirmed by science. Harvard researchers and FBI documents point to a hidden brain center that, when activated, draws in abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 broke people attract wealth and live a life full of abundance. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Some of the people currently watching your life unfold from a distance will be utterly baffled by what is about to happen, wondering how you managed to pull off such a turnaround. Let them gossip and wonder all they want, because you don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for the divine favor resting on your shoulders. Just keep walking forward with your head held high, keep honoring me in your daily choices, and keep praising through the process as your life becomes a living proof.